Last week was a dramatic week for crude oil, with OPEC Plus at their meeting slashing production and then making that price of oil go skyrocketing north once again. What's that done for the overall outlook for the price of crude oil? Well, I'm going to go into WTI with my regular look at what's going on in that market and look at the fundamentals, some sentiment and the charts to see where things might be heading next. So with that, let's get on with the analysis. First up, Baker Hughes rig count numbers. Now this is my barometer for the crude oil market sector as a whole. Gives you some good ideas of what's going on. The US line is the important one for me. Change from last count -3 and from last year +229. So a bit of a mix, probably neutral. Don't often see a negative prior count these days. Something to keep an eye on going forwards, but overall pretty neutral. Inventory's out on the 13th at 4 o'clock. Keep an eye on that forecast. Not out yet, probably out tomorrow to give us an idea of what the expectations are there. But last week's better than expected, -3.56 million barrels. So jumping into some sentiment based technical analysis tools, we've got seasonality down here at the bottom, and we can just see, on the right hand side there, the ramp up through October and then pull back, slow down till beginning of December. Then it's that big old push on through the early part of next year. Now, nothing too significant to take away from seasonality, but the commitment of traders data above that, we've got the large commercials and the large speculators. Now, as usual, I explain it in a simple way that we want to see the large commercials doing the inverse of the price at the top there, and the large speculators running in parallel with that price, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. And to me, that says a bullish sort of setup. As you can see there, price pushing on up. Those large speculators, that's the traders that need to be calling it, right? Because that's what they get paid to do. And the big users there below that, those large commercials, as you can see, not too big a change downwards, so it's got some time to watch and see what happens, but it's just edging down. And like I say, above that, the large speculators clearly going up in line with the price above. So a bit more of a bullish outlook there from the COT numbers. And then heading into the pure technical analysis, weekly line chart for crude oil. As I've highlighted many times before, we've had this channel up since those lows in early 2020, those record lows when we went negative. It's been bouncing around. When the outbreak of the Ukraine crisis started, we saw that spike up. Then we've had the pullback, and then again we've bounced from this 61.8 zone. So to me, $80-81, very significant support base. We can see a lot of action playing around there previously, so we've seen that bounce. It's an interesting time in WTI. Are we going to see back to the top of that parallel channel, which is roughly $113, $114 before it wants to break on up even higher? Or is it just going to bounce up, reverse, or is it going to stay there? Very interesting. Like I said, two different parties, the OPEC side and the rest of the world, both with different opinions and probably going to fight it out. So I say this zone could be the key sort of range area to watch out for, and the breaks either to the up or the downside, and where those support zones lie. Now, for shorter term action, if you're into a reversal in the price after that spike up last week, then the line break chart, the 4-line break chart, could be for you. A couple of numbers for you to think about: 89.5, 88.75 for a potential further downside break, if you're looking for that using that sort of chart type. And then we've got the daily high Kanashi chart. What can we see? Well, the longer term trend still weak negative, just thinking about crossing. We've got shorter term bullishness, volatility mid 40s, early 40s, not really doing too much at the moment. Volume just maybe looking like it's starting to come up. A lot of volume noise on the chart above that at this level. It's the $80 sort of area. neutral in the 2 pink line box breakout. We're waiting for it to get to about 97.98 before it wants to go and push on any higher, with a slow sort of downtrend there as well. So from the Heikin Ashi, after that downtrend pulling the price back to more reasonable numbers, and we've got that bounce, the two are sort of negating each other, and it feels a bit more neutral there on the Heikin Ashi, and into the Renko $1 block size for some more immediate price action. At the bottom we've got all bullish indicators, as you can see there, and we've got that downtrend in the price. 2 pink line box breakout has been broken just to the upside there, and if it continues on moving up, what should we expect in terms of targets? We got 102, and then probably somewhere between 110 and 115, and then if it really gets going, up into the mid 120s. If it fails here in that sort of price zone, what could we look for the downside? I think somewhere in this bubble here between 80 and 75, and then if further weakness hits us, 62 and down to 55, but that's a long way off at the moment, and it's looking again like that after that big spike up last week. Then again it's feeling a bit more neutral. So score based off the technicals, then I'm going neutral overall. That recent move has negated the downtrend in my opinion. In the top right, the analysis, other factors, seasonality neutral, COT a lot more bullish, rig count neutral, line break chart, some bearish entries for you, inventories also neutral. Like I see, Heikin Ashi, Renko, much more neutralized after the announcement last week. In terms of targets, some very good upsides, 3.5 and 6 to 1. Downside's not bad either, 2.42 and 4.58 to 1. So based purely off the technicals at the moment, like I say, a much more neutral feel. So have those battle lines been drawn between the bulls and the bears, the OPEC plus and the rest of the world? Very interesting times indeed. I can expect a lot of volatility in the price action while the two groups fight it out to create a more definitive direction in the price. But if you're into your short-term trading, that volatility could create a lot of opportunity in the short term to make some profit. So let me know in those comments below where you think the price of WTI is heading next. Love to hear your thoughts, but like I say, I expect some volatile times. It looks to be more driven by the fundamentals than the technicals at the moment, but definitely an interesting place to be trading at the moment. So with that, if you liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons, and all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.